All right, I want to show you a cool way of learning things. Let's just say you're going through a course and you have tons and tons of material that you have to go through, be it video lectures, be it textbooks, PDF documents, PowerPoint presentations. I found this specific way of learning things or attending a class or taking tests or reviewing your previous class notes is easier than ever before. So let me show you an example. What you see right now on my screen is Notebook LM, again, a free tool from Google. And what it does is acts like a generative AI solution like ChatGPT or Gemini from Google, but it focuses on what you provide as information source. As you can see, on the left side, there is a source tab, which is where I uploaded all the documents from my course. When I say document, this specific course that I'm taking right now is on corporate finance, and it has course materials from Coursera and also course materials from the actual live sessions. Luckily, I have everything in the transcript format. Both these platforms provide me the transcripts. So I uploaded all the transcripts into this source section. And for the sake of better understanding, I renamed them in such a way it's easier to go between these documents, select and unselect if I wanted to focus on a specific topic from a specific section of that course. So here you can see I have CSR 1 through 1.9, and I have another set of transcripts, which again, everything is in text format. You can upload whatever format you want. It can also take audio format. I don't know if it can take video, but can take Word, PDF, pretty much the textual format. And once you upload them, it basically lets you select and unselect. Let me show you a quick example. In this case, I'm going to unselect all of them, and I wanted to focus on one specific aspect, which is the cash flow statement ratios. So I selected this. Right after I selected it, you get a prompt based on what this document is about, but I wanted to go a little higher on that. Summarize the selected source. And what it does is it only focuses on that specific source document that I asked Notebook LM to pick, and it gives me a really good high level summary, which I would have to basically go through this specific document. This is actually a transcript from a video, so I don't have 12 minutes of my time. I don't want to spend 12 minutes of my time to read or to literally go through that video lecture. For some reason, I can pay much attention on a movie or a TV show, but for some reason, I'm not able to pay attention looking at a video who's actually giving me a lecture on a very important topic, a curriculum or a course. I found out this is actually very helpful than going through a video. I'm usually a video person. I like to see things rather than reading things. But lately I realized I cannot look at video when someone is explaining about a concept. But if someone is showing me something like how to develop a website or how to create certain things on Google Cloud or anything that needs hands-on, I'm good with videos. But if it's a theory, if it's concept, I'm totally not okay looking at a video. But this is really helpful because here you go. Let me show you. I selected this topic, cash flow statement ratio, but it gives me really good understanding. It says a cash flow, and it highlights the areas where I need to focus, like a positive sign, a negative sign in here, and gives me the subheadings and highlights. And also, if you can see here, it points me where exactly the reference to this particular summary. Obviously, I only picked up one document here, so most of it is going to come from here. But here's the kicker. There are better ways to actually learn other than just the summary. I'll show you this. Let's just say you are reading through this document. I'm sure after learning this, you'll be doing this multiple times. But at times, you might be wondering that, hey, you know what? I need to take some notes from this specific summary. That's where you can actually take notes in this section. And I actually took a couple of notes here. I'm going to show you. So in this case, while reading through another summary of another lecture video, I thought of taking notes of what exactly is liquidity, solvency, and profitability. So I picked up those specific phrases which I want to memorize and copied it in here, and which kind of is available right here in this section. Another cool part here is there is I've done this all my life when I was taking courses in my previous academic career. Whenever I take notes, I used to draw these mind maps as to, let's just say, if there is a main heading and there is a subheader, and then each subheader has another nested subheaders. This actually helps me remember much better. Notebook LM does it the exact thing which I did when I was taking notes. Let me show you how that works. It's called mind map. So I selected on this mind map. It gave me literally the map of the high level topics from that one source that I picked. I believe this is actually picking up one of those sources that I selected in the past sessions, but you can see how it does, right? So in this case, it gave me the big picture of what this lecture is about, and I wanted to say what is the forecast accuracy. And once I select that, it will then go and again gives me that summary. As you can see, it goes until it has no leaf nodes anymore, which is actually really good if you have like only few hours of review time and you have to take a test. This is an absolute game-changing way of learning things. I believe you can also download this as an image if you want to stick it on your notice board or something, but I haven't tried it. But I think there are other cool features, but one more thing that I really liked from this specific tool is the interactive mode, right? So basically, it takes your information sources, everything all together, and creates a conversation between two people. The conversation is ready. Let's hear it out.
All right, welcome to the deep dive. We are jumping straight into some really interesting
Obviously, it sounds like a podcast type conversation between two
source
people.
material. ROA, negative operating income, negative EBIT.
This is particularly helpful. You might be asking, like, why do you want to convert videos, audio into transcript, and then get a summary, and then again come up with a podcast style conversation? I drive regularly, so when I'm driving, I want something like a podcast style conversation to understand, grasp certain information, types of information. This would be perfect for me if I'm driving and if I want to learn and understand the concepts that I'm trying to learn. So this is perfect.
Does that just flat out mean it's failing?
External shock like the pandemic.
It's really cool. I tried for a couple of source documents. It does exceptionally well. But let me show you another cool feature. There is another thing called interactive mode. You know what it does? It will let you join that podcast and ask questions and make a conversation with those two AI imaginary people. Let me show you how it works.
Exactly. They're not meant to be memorized in isolation.
So we are in between that podcast, and when I'm playing this podcast, it will
think
ask
of it like
me to
learning
join.
a new language.
Oh, go for it.
All right, let me understand what this course is about, and on a scale of 1 to 10, how hard is it to grasp the formulas from this course?
That's a great question. This first module is really about the goals and the language of corporate finance.
Think of it as learning the basics, like the intro we mentioned, where corporate finance is like accounting.
Oh yeah, go on.
All right, so I want it to be easier to understand, easier to remember.
You wanted to be part of the conversation. Absolutely.
We're thrilled. Oh, back to our listener. What's up?
Can you make it a very easily understandable summary, something that can be easily understandable for someone who doesn't have any knowledge about corporate finance?
Absolutely. Let's break it down in a really simple way.
Okay, so what we're talking about today is how we know if a company is doing well.
Think of it like checking
you get the
if
point, right? So you can be part of the conversation, which was completely generated by an AI system, and learn and grasp the concepts easier and quicker. What else I have to show? If your notes or if your course has anything related to timeline as to what happens first, what happens next, there is another capability called timeline. So let's try and see what it does. So each time when you select any of these sections within notes, it creates a new note. For some reason, Google made this notes just readable. So you can't edit it. That's what it says. Right? You cannot edit it. So yeah, in this specific case, the lecture is about T-Mobile, Dish, and a couple of other companies, and they're talking about the corporate finance and how the income statements of several different companies from several different years. It picked up the years from those transcripts and then gave me a summary of what had been discussed in this conversation. It is not useful for me in this particular example, but for maybe for you, someone who's working on a timeline related course, it will definitely be helpful. Let's see, what can I do. Imagine I'm taking a test maybe in a couple of days and I wanted a study guide. So I'm going to go select everything here and then ask for a study guide. So you can see it actually picked up all the 12 sources. Here I have 12 sources and it's generating me a study guide. I think it just generated study guide in 10 seconds here. This is pretty awesome, guys. This is just amazing. Like, it gave me a quiz questions, answer key, and essay type questions, and it gave me the key terms that I would want to remember, I would want to take away from this course, like pretty fast, like very seamless. Let's go back and try out briefing document. Again, selecting all the 12 resources and giving me the briefing document. Let's give one more minute and see what it says. Okay. So yeah, pretty detailed, like conflicts with shareholders, impact with shareholders, liquidity ratios. Obviously, I wouldn't be very much interested in going back again and reading all these documents. I want pinpointed responses to a specific question. Hey, what is cash ratio? What is quick ratio? What is EBITDA? These are the things that I wanted to like quickly ask and get responses. And what else I have in this page? So there is this section called analytics. I don't know what it does. Maybe I need to share it with some people and see how they are accessing it, what they are doing it from this place. Maybe I need to explore it a little bit. But let's see what this convert to source does. Okay, imagine you created this briefing document from the sources and you want to create this briefing document as another source. You can actually select this and this will basically pop up here as another source. Pretty clean. Yep. All right. I think that's all for this video. I'm really enjoying the way how I'm learning new things with this new tool. I hope you get something out of this video and your learning journey would be much easier probably implementing some of these techniques. I really liked it. I hope you liked it too. If you like my content, please consider subscribing my channel so I can make more informative videos like this. You know what? Before I sign off for today, if you have a .edu email address, this tool with pro features is absolutely free for the next 16 months. It's being offered by Google. Make sure to get the access and start using this. Thanks again. I'll see you in another video. Bye-bye.